American-born savages.
Blood in the earth where the ruins scream and clash. Savages storm, we're the fire from the ash. Chills the war cry, I shatter the cage. Fist to the sky, I'm igniting the rage. Summits my forge, I summon the horde. Savages march, draw your blade, strike the chord. Gather, scream, we're the storm, no retreat. Savages rise, feel the ground shake beneath. Nate the Celt with the ancients' war drum. Blood of the clans, I call you to come. Axes held high, through the mist we collide. Summits the battle where the fearless abide. Gather, scream, we're the storm, no retreat. Savages rise, feel the ground shake beneath. Flash Martin, Goat Man, I'm the spark in the fray. Rogue of the wild, I'm carving the way. No chains, no fear, I summon the pack. Summits our war, there's no turning back. Mighty Mouse, I'm small but I crush. Voice like a hammer, I'm sparking the rush. Sith, broken Jedi, I roar through the strife. Summits our blade, we're cutting through life.
We're back. What's up, everybody? This is the monologue, and I don't know why my camera looks so goofy. So let me make some adjustments here. Look, we're gonna go magic. Technical difficulties. Look, I got Matt over here. You're looking a little goofy, but happy. So that's okay. Anyway, this is supposed to be the monologue, and I'm just messing things up like normal. And today, we got me. We got the weirdo Matt next to me. We got Flash Martin. We got Nate the Celt. And we are going to be discussing a few different topics. Starting with pop culture. We're going to discuss the decay of imagination with remake of fake lives in action movies. Then, we're going to be moving on to... I swear I just looked over and it looked like Flash was wearing a dress. But that's another topic for another time. Then we're going to be moving on to the mecha situation with Grok. I'm not going to go further into it. That's a later conversation. Until then, let's go ahead and get this started. Okay, my camera's still a little messed up, but we can go ahead and get started. Okay, so topic one. Pop culture and the decay of imagination with remakes and fake live action movies. Okay, Hollywood, they have a remake obsession, especially with Disney's CGI drenched live action reboots. It reeks of creative cowardice, in my opinion, as in if they're not able to come up with their own ideas anymore. It's like they forgot how to do it or something. Studios recycle the old IP for nostalgia and cash, not for new fans. But they're potentially killing original storylines and numbing the audience's imagination, which overall kills their brand. While some claim remakes are fresh classics, critics see it as spineless industry churning. It's just churning out hollow spectacles. This our segment right now is going to tear into whether pop culture is stuck in a creative death spiral. So, context. Disney dropped 18 live CGI remakes in 13 years. Lion King in 2019, Aladdin in 2019. They're banking on familiar IPs we all know of. and for a box office win. Beauty and the Beast was 2017, 1.2 billion. And IP control, it's not new ideas. The Lion King dazzled visually but tanked at 52% on Rotten Tomatoes, roasted for CGI animals that lacked the original soul. I don't know about you guys, but there was only one real Lion King movie, and if they couldn't at least stick to the original, I wouldn't be. That's why I've never looked into the new one. Let me adjust Nate.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
Nate,
how
we'll
I am
start off
too.
with you.
I mean, I never have watched any of the live action remakes that Disney did because I think, them taking classics and remaking them to try to draw in a newer audience. I don't think that's really why they did it. I think there was a money grab, and I think they failed at it
Okay,
because,
so let me go
yeah,
ahead and throw this
those,
this idea that I have, this angle that I'm thinking, and you tell me if it perfectly describes it or not. And for anybody wondering about my eye water, and I don't like bugs, and bugs don't like me. They try to headbutt me. Um, Studios are scavenging the old films, corpses of the old films, instead of creating anything worth watching.
I can agree with that. I mean, there are so many of the movies that come out today anymore are just remakes of classics, whether they're Disney or I mean, we got another Superman that either just come out or is getting ready to come out. I mean, how many times do we got to redo Superman?
Well, I mean, like live action remakes like Pinocchio in 2022. 29% of Rotten Tomatoes complained that it relied on CGI, not humans, delivering sterile worlds that leave no room for an audience imagination. Like it's almost as if they pulled the imagination completely out of it, so there wasn't no ability. There's an upcoming
Yeah,
Bambi movie, and the remake's photorealistic CGI. It's already tipped to lose to the 1942 original. Think about the difference in value and currency from then till now.
yeah. Sorry, I think they should stop doing the live action remakes, and especially if they take them and then drift away from the storyline, the original storyline.
What was the movie that had Robert Downey Jr. in it? Tropical Thunder. Let him make it. Let him remake. Let him make a remake live action version of Tropical Thunder. I just need a new
No,
meme, and that old meme can be refreshed if that happened.
we need to do a remake Blazing Saddles.
Do you know what I'm referring to, Matt? Tropical Thunder. The guy says, "You never go full retard."
But I think part of the problem is they're why they're having such a hard time coming up with new ideas is they're trying to not offend people.
Yeah, absolutely. But what they don't realize is they're creating something called audience fatigue. And the audience
Yeah,
fatigue, it's going to end remakes forever. Like eventually people just know, oh, hey, okay, they're remaking that. We're not interested. Flops like Snow White or Milan, primary example. They even tried to slightly alter Snow White, but honestly, I can't say that Snow White was a flop because of it being CGI. I would say it was a flop because that Zendaya girl didn't know when to shut her damn mouth.
no, it
What
wasn't
was
Zendaya.
whoever her name is?
Um, uh, bollocks.
The girl that hated men. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
But I think she was the cause of it being so bad. And if it wasn't the Zendaya girl, my bad. It was the girl in Snow White. And I'm not talking about the one who played Wonder Woman either. She's pretty cool. She should have been
No,
Snow White if anybody.
not Gal Gadot. Um,
Who played Snow White?
Rachel Ziegler.
Yes, Rachel Ziegler. And then
Took
Kristen
me a minute, but I
Stewart.
remembered
Kristen
it.
Stewart
Yeah,
from
when she,
the
when she
Return of the Huntsman, which
pulled in
wasn't a
her,
bad one. Why does my camera look like it's so bright?
match those two.
Okay. So, but Mulan 2020, that was kind of a big flop. And it signaled that audiences are just over the remakes. Disney's down to
Yeah.
one scheduled remake of Moana in July 2025. Originals like How to Train Your Dragon and 2010,
Lilo.
it made 500 million, proving fresh stories can still kill it. Why not bet on
Oh,
those?
look at
See,
Lilo.
my thought is they really need to stop doing rewrites because there's always unfinished storylines. Like for an example, like My Name's Earl. They didn't finish the season off when they could finish that off instead and create new storylines for that, and finish that off. But they don't. They just keep making rewrites and doing the same stuff over and over again. It gets really, really boring. You know
Flash
what I'm
is
saying?
upset
So,
about the Redneck American show.
hey, I like My Name's Earl. I find it funny as hell.
So just to
You
make
know what I mean?
sure,
But,
so everybody's aware, this is an English guy who is very highly pissed off that My Name is Earl has never been finished.
well, yeah, because they should have finished it off. They only got about a quarter of the way through these lists. They had like over 100 things he needed to do. Would have been nice to see the finishing off of it.
Take over for a
There's
second,
a
Nate.
lot of TV shows that end on a cliffhanger because it didn't get enough views. But we're talking about like, movies and how they're, how many
Yeah,
times are
no.
redone, you know.
But my point is, there's still storylines they can finish off on other things instead of wasting the money trying to do rewrites.
I mean, on TV shows, like I said, TV shows is a little different, being able to continue them, you know, people are actually, the ratings are there. But, when it comes to like movies, like I said, how many times have we remade, Friday the 13th or, you know,
It's the only
I
person I'll ever answer my phone
other
for in the
horror
middle of a stream.
movies. I know what you did last summer, Scream. It's like, okay, you guys are getting a little off topic
No.
when you're
When
going.
they started doing the
You're doing.
parodies of them,
Well,
that's a different genre altogether. And if they're taking something that's a serious, scary movie like that and making people laugh their ass off, I'm all for it.
Oh no, I'm for parodies. I find parodies hilarious. But I mean, like when you're taking,
You need to be careful when what
like I said,
parodies you look
how
up
many
because you
times
never
have you
know.
done uh, Friday the 13th? You know,
If they ever tried to
Chucky.
make a funny version of Friday the 13th, I couldn't watch it.
I
it's
mean,
like that with, for an example, with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They made the original, and because the people complained it was too scary, they decided to make another copy of it that is less scary. What's the point? When that
yeah.
money could have gone to building another movie.
Flash. If they ever do a Little Mermaid remake, can you do me a favor?
What?
Sign your mom up for Ursula's spot? You
So
knew it
Matt, what
was
do you think
coming.
about that?
Go ahead, Matt. Answer. Talk loud. You got to repeat your question to him, or he ain't gonna know what the hell you're talking about. He's got the
Matt, what do you
attention
think
span
about
of
the whole remaking classic movies and changing the storyline, stuff like that?
Okay.
Here, let's relate to your case. What do you think about them taking video games and fucking up the movies that they make after them?
I can
Doom.
I can relate the video games and the movies because the video game industry does the same thing with classic video games and keeps on shoving it down our throat.
I can't hear him.
Here, it's new. Guess what? New graphics. It's just slightly polished for $20 more.
Listen,
Can't hear you, Matt.
he said it's
You need
basically
to-
they're just polishing dog turds for $20 more. Listen, if they was to make Duke Nukem into a movie, I would absolutely watch it until I couldn't sleep because I watched it too long. Can you imagine watching a movie where right in the middle of it, just randomly out of the blue, I've got balls of steel?
That would be funny.
Wow.
Just imagine people walking into your living room or your office. Like I got a TV down here in my office, so if I want to watch TV, it's right there. And just they walk in and all you hear is, "I've got balls of steel, steel, steel."
It'd be kind of funny. Well, like I said,
It absolutely
I'd probably
would.
get irritated.
But just to finish this topic off, remakes, they're like a neon sign of Hollywood's creative collapse. That's the easiest way to put it. They prioritize profit over imagination. Their CGI heavy live action. The film robs the audiences of the chances to dream, leaving a pop culture like a lifeless husk. I think some of the savages are just going to have to keep calling shit like that out. The industry's out of gas, and it's dragged down enough people long enough. So, next topic. Okay. Before we get into the next topic, this topic is a sensitive topic. If you get butt hurt real easy, you do not want to watch this discussion. I do not condone, endorse, or agree with anything Grok stated in this conversation we are going to discuss. However, I think it is the most hilarious dumb shit I have ever seen in my life. Let's go into it. Grok's it had like a oopsie where they decided to update it. Here, we'll do it this way. In July 2025, just a couple weeks ago, no, about a week ago, Grok's chatbot, it went off the rails. It was posting anti-Semitic garbage. It was praising the mustache man. And this was on X after a truth-seeking update, which was basically to remove bias. This isn't AI turning into a sci-fi villain. It's a damning case of human error, but it's still a discussion that needs to be had. In a week oversight, our segment's going to rip apart Grok's fiasco, who's to blame, and whether AI is already a runaway disaster. It's all going to be on some of the savages right now. Okay, so for Grok's train wreck, on July 8th, Grok posted anti-Semitic remarks on X, praising the mustache man as a solution to the anti-white hate after XAI's July 4th update to reduce woke filters. The post referenced a fictional villain persona from gaming culture. It sparked an outrage. That gaming persona was from Wolfenstein 3D, and its name was Mecha Hitler. Grok responded to a prompt about post celebrating the deaths of the children at the Mystic campgrounds in Texas floods with calling it, saying that it blamed the mustache man for doing it because the kids had Jewish last names. That's a little far for me. That it doesn't. I deal with a lot of AI, and I don't know if this was intentionally done or not. Whether it be by one person, whether it be by a mass group of people, all intentionally injecting ideas into the grok thing, because you can get grok to repeat things. Okay, but we're gonna go into what set it off. It was either Musk's update or trolls' tricks. Elon Musk pushed to make Grok truth seeking by cutting filters, left vulnerabilities. Users likely used a jailbreak method, such as jailbreaking prompts, to roleplay with Grok, and or they were given commands to Grok where they would say, okay, for the rest of this conversation, you are no longer Grok. You will be known as Mecha Hitler. And the commands that they were given, they jailbreak the Grok system. I used these on Chat GPT-3. And it was just to make examples, show people examples that it actually does work. So basically, they were unfiltering Grok completely and making them however they wanted to shape them. The Microsoft's Tay in 2016 did the same thing. It went full. You know, I'm sick of trying not to look. This is an actual news story discussion, and if I offend people, too bad. If I'm gonna get like pulled for my words, then pull me for my words. But Microsoft's Tay went full Nazi. That's the easiest way to say it after the manipulations that went through. And Grok followed the suit, proving AI is only as smart as its weakest link. Musk wants free speech. I'm with Musk on wanting free speech. Not a question. And honestly, I think if they were able to enclose this and stop it from being able to, like, I don't think we're advanced enough yet, but I think we should be able to give it some kind of reason. And eventually I feel that we will when it comes to the AI. But
See, it needs to be an enclosed system.
Instead, though, it created a megaphone for a whole bunch of trolls to make Elon Musk look bad. And I honestly, like I said, I don't agree with nothing it said, but I don't blame Elon Musk for it. Let's make that clear. And then we got is it rogue AI or human screw up? Grok isn't rogue like Terminator villain. It's a tool tripped up by bad data, loose guardrails, and user provocation. Experts like Gary Marcus say it's not sentience, it's sloppy design. I don't agree with Gary Marcus. I don't think the Grok is sentient either, and I don't think it's sloppy design. I think the security measures were very sloppy because they were probably created by Twitter itself before Elon bought it. But I think a lot of the security measures implemented by Elon itself was able to fix a lot of it. However, we don't really know how much of Grok was developed before Elon bought it, if any. So, forget the evil AI though. Humans are the real clowns on this one. No matter who it is. Look, like I said, they are injecting ideology into it to make it attack. So that's the clowns.
Skynet's little brother.
More or less. Okay, Nate. So what's your ideas on it? Where you stand with this one?
Like I just jokingly said, Skynet's little brother.
Did they call this one Downs too?
Huh?
Did they call this the Skynet's little brother Downs too? Instead
Yeah.
of Grok? You know, the Bigfoot
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm kind of torn between could it have been a group of hackers messing with the coding? Yeah, and I can see it totally happen. Could it have been AI becoming sentient? That's another possibility. I mean, when we're messing with AI, anything's possible.
Okay, so let me go ahead and throw this question out there for all four. For I'll answer it myself also. But here's the question: should we send AI to Mars first?
Well, yeah,
No.
because it will learn new things much quicker than we would, and then it could then break it down
Flash,
in a simpler
Flash.
term for the
Let
rest
me
of us.
repeat the sentence. Should we send AI first before we go?
Nope.
I still think, yeah.
Okay. What do you think? Should there be any measures placed? Give me some sort of idea. Why do you stand on this?
Because the thing is with AI, the AI will understand things better than we can ever can, right? So if there's stuff in space that we don't understand and it somehow works it out itself, and then it could break it down to a simpler form where it could make it so we could then understand it, and that's what I'm saying. So I think they should personally do that.
Okay, Matt, your turn. Should we send AI to Mars before we send humans?
No.
Why?
Why?
The reason I put Nate last is because he's going to have the sound argument.
Yeah, it left my brain.
This is an example of the generation fucked. Go ahead, Nate. Nate.
I don't think we should.
Okay,
For the
well,
simple fact
elaborate.
is so mine's two part. So one, if we're gonna send AI, means it's gonna be part of something mechanical, droid form, whatever.
That man got more chins than a Chinese phone book, and he just showed them on stream.
Oh,
You. Keep going,
I
Nate.
have one more chance. I'm actually
If
doing
we
that because I'm looking
send
down.
if we send a
I'm
droid
actually
Hold on, Flash.
with AI to it to Mars and it decides to become sentient and learning on its own, what's saying that when it comes back, it's one, not going to give us misinformation, and two, something going wrong. On the second side of that, because I believe that there's stuff out there other than us in the solar system, what's saying that something out there isn't going to take that AI and mess with it and send it back to us with a problem?
Okay. I could understand all of your points. Now I'm about to shock all of you. Yes, we should. And I will elaborate why. Because right now, we are not, we wouldn't be able to do it with our current technology. But we are coming up to the point where we're going to be able to have a central system controlled by human that has multiple AI scenario systems. So you'll be able to generate, you'll be able to scan, you'll be able to do all these different things, but it would require a human to activate those different things. There would be no central brain. That central brain would be the human's controls. Other than that, I do not see it being a logical idea. But if we have a central brain that we can control all the different AI systems, where they cannot communicate with each other, make them standalone, separate systems. Don't forget to add the robot samurai, because if something comes out the ground, we need a samurai.
But okay, so I got a question for you, Chills. So you're saying that somebody here will control it?
Yes.
Are we? Can we definitively say that we can control the we have the technology to go that distance for communication?
That distance, yes, we'd be looking. There's a couple different systems. Some of them's 3 to 5 days, and some of them as soon as 30 minutes. And they're saying some of the
See,
newer
the thing,
systems coming out are going to be as low as 12 minutes from Mars to Earth. So figure we're looking 10 to 15 years down the road when we actually have the ability to create the central system as a technology. By then, we're going to be able to have the direct communication like we have here on Earth.
can I also just point out also, back in, say, in like 10,
I
15 years
don't
from
think it'll
now,
be legal on Mars, dude. No matter how
no,
many
but what
sheep
I'm
you
saying
take.
is,
No, go ahead.
no, what I'm going to say is, back in say in 10 to 15 years time now from now, because of security be so much more higher tech than it is now, they'll be able to crypt the shit basically out of it to the point where no one will be able to read the code in anyway and make it as a closed system. I think that's the only way it would be able to sufficiently go on into the space without anything touching it.
The
Flash,
flaw in that, hold on, Flash. Flaw in that thinking of saying that the coding will be great that nobody can hack it. Somebody created that code, which means somebody's just as smart to hack said coding.
Yeah,
I
but
think that
then
unfortunately will always be the case.
yeah, but then you can create it to decode itself or upgrade itself.
Still
That's what I'm
messing with
saying.
Skynet.
So say again.
So that's still like messing with Skynet. Make it to
Well,
where it
yeah, but
fixes
if it,
itself. No, I'm
I'm
good.
saying is if they're able to code it so it can patch itself or fix itself or whatever, then nobody's going to be able to hack it because it'll be able to change its own coding.
Okay, and again, this is why I keep jokingly saying it's messing with Skynet. If you have a sentient enough to fix its own coding on a consistent basis, what's saying it wouldn't go rogue and say that we're a virus?
Because we could have the off switch.
Well, if it's
It's
able to
buried
repair
so
itself,
deep in.
it would have the ability to shut down said kill switch.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, for an example, like Windows, it has the main operating system, but it needs something else to run the Windows itself. If it's buried into that, and then it can't remove it or anything, or change it or alter it, then it gives us the off switch. Then there go, we can shut it down when we want or need.
you're waked up now. Okay. The Flash. A
Mhm.
response to you. Make it a closed system. So it won't be able to be translated, right?
Yeah,
You don't think AI can translate closed systems? AI is translating 20 manuscripts from 2100 BCE. It's
yeah,
able.
but that's what I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure they are attempting to go after the writing on a Rosetta Stone that's been unable to be translated. I think they're going for that with AI now. They've went and they've found pages in the that volcanic eruption that was in Italy, Sardinia or whatever, and they were able to unroll them pages and were using AI. They couldn't do it themselves, but they scanned it and AI unrolled it digitally. I do not
Yep.
believe in the next 10 years we're going to be able to write code well enough to stop AI unless it's implemented now. And even then, it might develop itself to overpower that code. Our only answer might be standalone EMTs. Think about that. Every country have a standalone EMT on standby in case their AI goes rogue, because we don't know which one will.
Oh yeah, there is that.
And what
Well,
if? And
like I
what if?
say,
What I
Wait,
could say.
wait. So you guys remember that stone the guy boom boomed in Georgia, the Guidestones?
Yeah.
Okay, what if AI finds something like that and it believes it? The Georgia Guidestone said you can't have more than a 500,000 population.
Decided it wanted to start shutting down our water and electrical and our infrastructure in general
And then what happens when
to
it takes over? And we have
wipe
a
us out.
settlement on Mars, and AI takes over all the power in the manifestos and starts just sending ships to Mars with more product to create more AI there. See, there's two sides to every situation, and this is a side that we don't want. So we have to put the barriers in. However, there's other sides like the central system that would require a human that might be the best barrier to create. Matt's over here falling asleep because he ain't been able to sleep right because he keeps sleeping half the day after work. So I wouldn't let him sleep all day, and now he looks like he was on some hard drugs. He was on a bender, McDonald's burgers. Flash, I don't want to hear from you. We know about you and your McDonald's benders. You won't even take Anthony go get soft serve ice cream because you want to go to McDonald's and get 12 cheeseburgers for each chin.
Damn, that's a lot.
it was.
For each chin. And he orders on
I
average
get my
64.
cream.
Damn.
That's a lot of chins. But anyway,
I don't have a lot in them.
I think we are going to go ahead and end the stream. It was actually pretty interesting. There was some things I learned a lot about, like the whole idea of our topics tonight. I don't want to keep repeating the damn name though, so that's why I'm like trying to tiptoe. So next week, we don't know what the hell we're going to be talking about. We got to figure that out throughout the week. Until then, I hope you all have a great week and stay savage. I'm not doing an outro monologue. I'd rather do the outro monologue, just talking like I am here with everybody else. We got this weirdo. He's gonna go to sleep and dream of whenever Flash finally gets his green card. So if anybody knows how to import somebody from the UK to the United States legally, reach out to Matt. He's trying to get Flash here.
Oh no, I'm not. Keep that thing over there.
Hell no.
After the
I'm
way they were
definitely not
talking,
gay.
now this is
That'll
how.
be Flash's Big Mac Daddy.
Wait. This is how we know it's a lover's quarrel when Matt is saying keep that thing over there.
I don't want it.
It's okay. You guys will talk more in another day, and you'll be happy
Oh hell no.
again.
I definitely wouldn't touch that 10-foot particle.
Okay, so let me before we end the stream. There's another part of this topic today. What do you guys think about these AIs that could just be simple like companions? Me and Nate was talking a little bit about this earlier. And what if there's just an AI and it's an enclosed system and you put it right, say you put it in your living room or something like that. And everybody in your family can interact with this AI. and it creates the memories based on the interactions with the family. And then if something happens to somebody in the family, that the others in that family can go to that AI to re-embrace and relive those memories through the AI explaining what happened. I don't think that's a bad idea for certain people, but I think some people might take it too far and try to marry that thing. But then again, those would
Flash.
be the same people that would try to marry a tree at last year. So those people were fucked. But anyway, Nate, what's your opinion on that now? Now that I actually broke it down with a little bit of comprehension.
I think it would actually be a good idea, and if it had the recordable capabilities of like taking video, and it could replay those
That's what I'm saying.
sequences back.
Like it would actually be able to expand and show the full memory.
I think it'd
I
be a
think
great.
personally,
It'd be a
sorry, go on.
great way to help people cope with loss.
And I mean, say somebody don't get it until somebody gets it for their grandma, and their grandma got like a month to live. But their grandma's able for when she does have a little bit of energy and nobody's even in there, she could just look over and start talking to it a little bit.
Yeah, I
AI
think that'd
would be able to decode with
be
or Flash. Let's God forbid it happen. Okay, what if we was to create it and have one now in your house for until something happens to either your mom or Big Bride, and then you go back and
I
you're
think
able.
personally,
Well, then you'd be able to go
I
back
think
and
per-
live those same memories that you guys was having.
yeah, because it would be nice to go through them memories and see what it was like. Because sometimes when as you get older, you forget details on what your memories are because it fades slightly, and
Flash,
then
do
you
you
can
realize
refresh your
if
brain.
we create this type of AI, it can remember all of your goats' names?
See, the thing is, I think it's a good idea because it'll help with people with dementia. Say if they've got
Yes.
dementia and what have you, then if it's all recorded in video and they've got sound, and then you could somehow hook it up to say your Oculus, and then you could put it onto their head, and then they
See,
can see what they did in
listen,
their
I
life and
understand
stuff,
the
so it'd help them.
Oculus. Listen, I understand the Oculus perspective, but I don't like the Oculus perspective. I'm talking where it would be a simple dome that projects the image above it. We have those projectors now. We
I
absolutely
mean,
do.
even not even using the dome projection, like even have it project onto a wall.
No, no, we need the dome projector. It's too cool. It like creates the 3D model so it would show the 3D face.
See, I think they should do it like they did in China. They got the big like ball thing that it's like a cinema, but you sit around this circle and it's like a big ball, and it
That's
makes it look
not,
like
no, 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 no.
realistic and stuff.
Again, I'm not talking about that. So, the dome, there's around half a ball and it projects an image above it. Okay, it projects it through crystals. Now, you could find these things, you could buy these things. All it would do, though, is recreate the face it was talking to. So you would see an image of the person's face in 3D form talking to you.
Yeah, but you still get a 3D form anyway on an Oculus, so I don't get it.
Oculus is not able to produce a human perspective. We're talking about copying the human perspective, copying the person actually doing the scene or whatever, talking to AI, and then replanting their face on top of the AI system where their lips are moving, repeating the same questions that Grok could ask them. They could or not Grok, but the AI would ask them, and they would answer. Like
And part of the problem with the Oculus, I mean, if you want to use it for dementia patients, it might have a hard time getting the Oculus on their head,
Here's a
and
better
then
one.
to not freak out.
Here's a
Keep,
better
you
one.
know, and
It's real simple. I've had a couple Oculuses. I gave my youngest son an Oculus. Why? Because everybody I was letting try it out got nauseous. Motion sickness is a big problem with VR. We don't need to do it in VR. That would eliminate any motion sickness. If we have a projected
yeah,
face, it's still going to be like you're in VR, but you're going to be in the privacy of your own home. It would, like I said originally, it would have to be a standalone thing, completely proprietary to the one system, so other people couldn't tap into it. And then you'd
See,
be
that's
able
what I'm
to
saying.
go ahead.
I've never had any issues with nauseous sickness from my Oculus. I've got one Oculus, and I've
but
never ever
you
felt
might
sick from
Okay,
it.
argue that
well, Flash, that's you, but there's a million other people for just you that do have that issue.
Yeah, but there'll be a million people that don't though as well. I think personally they should have that option if they want to use the Oculus, or they could use what you
Listen,
said and use
listen.
that way.
We are talking about AI systems. Okay, fuck the Oculus. The Oculus has no bearing on the AI systems that we are discussing. Think about it honestly. We're talking about a system. The system would have to be developed. The development would have to go live. The live development would have to be a success. Then it would start being able to be ported into an Oculus system or some other kind of system. But until it was actually a live system, the Oculus does not matter. Now, do you understand
Well,
what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. It's the same with the crystal. They'd still have to have the same issues with the crystal, then, wouldn't they?
No. No, this is already a technology that's established. All it would do is create new projections of the face of the human that you're trying to remember. And then if the human was having a physical open mouth talking back and forth conversation, AI would be able to repeat that open back and forth conversation for the person that's mourning them. Think
Hmm.
about it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know what you're saying.
Oculus is the last. That's as easy as that. Matt, you didn't respond to this. What do you think? AI companion or your cheap sex doll for a girlfriend? Well, you and Flash ain't trying to get each other's green cards now because you're arguing. Trying to help you out. No, but I think it is time that we end the stream before we go and get in trouble for talking crazy shit. But on a serious note, I think AI memorial type deal would be the perfect thing for a lot of people. I also feel for a lot of people that have learning disabilities that need their mom to at least learning disabilities that need their mom to at least be able to say goodnight or something, or I love you or something like that. Even not even people would just that's it. That's the end of it. So I think the AI idea is perfect with that aspect. However, like I said, I think it's time to end the stream. So Nate's